The history of early medieval England is marked by the rise and fall of powerful kings, kingdoms and alliances. Among these influential figures, King Egbert of Wessex, 802 to 839 AD, stands out for his pivotal role in the consolidation of Anglo-Saxon power. As a king during the period of the Anglo-Saxon Heptarchy, a time when England was divided into 7 main kingdoms, Egbert played a significant role in reshaping the political landscape of England, laying the groundwork for its eventual unification. The Anglo-Saxon Heptarchy refers to a period in English history, from roughly the 5th to the 9th centuries, during which 7 kingdoms dominated the region. These kingdoms were Northumbria, Mercia, East Anglia, Essex, Kent, Sussex, and Wessex. While the term Heptarchy implies a neat division of power, the reality was far more complex. Alliances, conflicts, and shifting boundaries made this era a dynamic and often violent time. Some kingdoms like Mercia and Northumbria were powerful enough to assert dominance over others, while smaller kingdoms like Kent and Sussex oscillated between independence and subjugation. The kingdoms of the Heptarchy engaged in frequent conflicts, with rival kings constantly vying for supremacy. The concept of Bretwalda, or Briton ruler, emerged as a title given to the most powerful kings, typically those who managed to exert influence over multiple Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. The shifting political landscape meant that kings had to be both strategic and adaptable, forming alliances or waging wars as necessary to maintain their power. This was the world into which Egbert of Wessex was born, and the complex and competitive environment in which he rose to prominence. Egbert's early life was marked by instability and exile, both of which shaped his resilience and political acumen. Born around 770 AD, Egbert was the son of Ealhmund, a former king of Kent. Egbert's claim to the throne of Wessex was contested by Beorhtric, who ruled Wessex from 786 to 802 AD and was supported by the powerful Mercian king, Offa. Egbert's contested claim led to his exile, during which he spent time in the Frankish court of Charlemagne. Here, Egbert likely gained valuable military and political insights, as well as an appreciation for the centralized governance practiced by the Franks. In 802 AD, upon Beorhtric's death, Egbert returned to Wessex and claimed the throne. His years in exile had not only fortified his resolve, but also provided him with unique experiences that would distinguish him from his contemporaries. Unlike many Anglo-Saxon rulers of his time, Egbert had observed a sophisticated continental power structure, an experience that would later influence his strategies as he sought to expand and consolidate his influence in England. Egbert's most significant accomplishments lie in his military campaigns, which altered the balance of power in the Heptarchy. His first notable victory came in 825 at the Battle of Elandun against the Mercian king Beornwulf. This battle was a turning point for Wessex, as it marked the end of Mercian dominance over the southern kingdoms. Following this victory, Egbert moved swiftly to capitalize on Mercia's weakened position by annexing the neighboring kingdoms of Kent, Sussex, Surrey and Essex. This expansion greatly increased the territory under Wessex's control, transforming it into a powerful and influential kingdom in the south. Egbert's military success was due not only to his strategic brilliance, but also to his ability to secure loyalty from the newly conquered regions. Rather than imposing harsh rule, he incorporated these territories into a broader vision for Wessex, enabling them to retain a certain degree of autonomy. By doing so, he ensured their allegiance, thereby securing his southern borders against potential revolts and external threats. In 829, Egbert achieved what was perhaps his greatest victory when he defeated Wiglaf, the king of Mercia, and temporarily took control of Mercia itself. For a brief period, Egbert held sway over nearly all of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, earning the title of Bretwalda and marking him as one of the first English kings to wield such extensive power. While his control over Mercia was short-lived, this achievement underscored the growing dominance of Wessex and signalled a shift in the political landscape of the Heptarchy. The title of Bretwalda, a term used in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle to denote an overlord or ruler of Britain, was significant in Anglo-Saxon politics. It suggested a form of acknowledged supremacy, albeit one that was based more on influence than absolute control. Egbert's assumption of this title reflected his dominance over most of the southern kingdoms and his influence over Mercia and East Anglia. His reign marked a shift in the notion of kingship, as his rule was based not solely on military strength but also on his political strategy and ability to build alliances. Egbert's position as Bretwalda can be seen as an early step toward the eventual unification of England. By consolidating power in the south, Egbert set the stage for a more unified political entity that could resist external threat, such as the growing Viking incursions that would plague England in the coming decades. Although Egbert's successors would struggle to maintain his level of dominance, his reign set a precedent for later kings like Alfred the Great, who would continue the work of consolidating and defending a united English kingdom. Egbert's achievements had a lasting impact on the future of England. His consolidation of the southern kingdoms under Wessex not only strengthened his own kingdom, but also weakened the influence of rival powers, particularly Mercia. His military victories and political alliances laid the groundwork for the unification of England, a process that would be furthered by his descendants. Egbert's son, Ethelwulf, and his grandson, Alfred the Great, would continue to build on his legacy, eventually leading to the establishment of a unified English kingdom in the face of Viking invasions. Egbert's reign also marked a shift in the identity of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. The concept of a single ruler, or Bretwalda, influencing the majority of England introduced the idea of a unified leadership, if not yet a united country. This notion of unity, however tentative, was instrumental in fostering a shared Anglo-Saxon identity, which would be crucial in the centuries to come as England faced external threats. By setting a precedent for centralized rule and expanding the influence of Wessex, Egbert helped shape the early identity of an English nation. King Egbert of Wessex was a transformative figure in early medieval England. Rising from exile to a position of unprecedented power, Egbert's military prowess, political acumen and strategic alliances allowed him to shift the balance of power within the Anglo-Saxon Heptarchy. His achievements as a Bretwalda not only expanded the influence of Wessex, but also laid the foundations for the unification of England. While the Heptarchy remained divided long after Egbert's death, his reign marked a crucial step in the development of a unified English identity, providing a model of leadership and governance that future kings would build upon. Egbert's legacy is a testament to the complex and dynamic nature of the Anglo-Saxon period, a time when ambition and strategic vision could reshape the course of history. Through his conquests and consolidation of power, King Egbert left an indelible mark on England's early history, helping to pave the way for a united kingdom capable of resisting external threats and establishing itself as a cohesive entity in medieval Europe. His reign stands as a testament to the power of leadership and vision in shaping the course of a nation.